Good morning, children, and welcome back in your English class. And I hope that you all are fit and fine. And I also hope that you are watching the video and you are making the notes and you are studying well at home. Children, before starting the next topic, I want to tell you one thing that many times I told you about the copies. And in previous video also I mentioned, in PDF also I have mentioned already I have mentioned about the copies and about the notes. Children, I already told you many times that you have to make 2 copies, that one for literature and one for grammar. And children, I also told you earlier that poetry and prose are the sections of literature. So you have to write all the question and answer, all the notes of prose and poetry in literature copy in continuation form. Suppose we have already completed Portrait of Lady from prose section. So first you write the question answer. First you have to write question answer of that chapter, Portrait of a Lady, in literature copy. And after completing the question answer of that chapter, you have to write figures of speech, which we have already completed. And after completing the figure of speech, you will write the question answer and central idea of the poem which we are studying. So after completing the poem, I will send you the question answer and central idea, and you will have to write those question answer of the poem and central idea of the poem in literature copy after completing the figures of speech. Clear, children? So children, please listen the video carefully and please read the PDF carefully, and please once again I remind you that make 2 copies, one for literature and one for grammar, and poetry and prose are the section of literature section. So children, I hope that you understood whatever I said to you. So children, before starting the explanation of the poem, because in today's lecture we will start the explanation of the poem para-wise, one by one. So before starting the explanation of the paragraph, let's have a quick revision whatever we have discussed in our previous lecture. Children, in our previous lecture we have discussed about the brief life sketch of the poet Shirley Towson, who has composed the poem A Photograph. So children, we have also discussed the summary of the poem, that this poem is composed by Shirley Towson, and in this poem this poem is a tribute to poet's mother, and she's looking at an old photograph of her mother, and she recalls her mother and her memories by looking at the old photograph which has the framework of cardboard. And the picture has 3 girls in which the middle one is the eldest and the tallest, that is the poet's mother. And she was 12 years old or so, and beside her on both sides are 2 cousins, Betty and Dolly, who are holding her hands, and they went for paddling on Holiday Beach, and her uncle took photograph then. And the poet was noticing the sweet smiling face of her mother, and the sea touched her translucent feet, and which depicted that she changed over years, but the sea remained the same. This line also carries a theme that nothing is permanent in this world except the nature, except the human soul. And here the poet compares the permanent state of nature and the momentary state of human life. That human life will perish one day. Human life is not everlasting. human life is mortal, but the nature will remain and forever everlasting, and the human soul will remain, and nature will not perish, but human life will perish one day. So the poem carries this beautiful theme. So now after that, after 20-30 years, her mother would laugh at the photograph and make the poet make the poet look at the photograph and would tell her how their parents dressed them on holiday beach. And then the beach holiday was mother's favorite past memories. You can say that beach holiday was her mother's favorite past memory, and her mother's laugh was the poet's favorite moment. And both of them lost something which they cherish a lot, which they have achieved after great effort, but they cannot live that moment again. And sweet memories are sweet memories now. Now after that, now the poet's mother had been dead for the past 12 years, and which is the same number as of her age. And when the photograph was taken back then, she cannot express his grief, she cannot express her pain on her mother's loss, on her mother's absence, because she knew that her mother will never come back. The poet here the poet draws a beautiful message, a beautiful theme, that people may die. How people may die, but in a very strange way they continue to live on in the form of memories. And these memories are not just restricted to one's head, but they can attain a tangible, a corporeal, a real form such as a photograph. So here the poet recalls her mother and her memories, and by looking at the old photograph, so that photograph becomes a symbol of her beautiful moment of her mother's memory, of her mother's memorial days. So here, this is the summary what we have discussed earlier in our lecture. Children, this is the summary what we have discussed, and we have already discussed the summary and theme and message of the poem in previous lecture. Now children, in today's lecture, we are going to start the explanation of the paragraphs one by one. First, I will read the paragraph, and then I will explain that paragraph with the meanings. So let's first I read the paragraph, then I will explain the paragraph one by one. So children, in today's lecture we will start the explanation of the paragraphs one by one. So let's start the explanation of the paragraphs with the explanation one by one. Each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. Now here the cardboard, what is the meaning of cardboard? Now here the cardboard is, you can say that the photograph pasted on the cardboard. Just you can say that a very stiff paperboard on which the photograph was pasted. So it is a paperboard on which the photograph was pasted. Now in these lines, and three stood still to smile through their hair. I read again. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girls' cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hand, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so, and all three stood still to smile through their hair. Now in these lines, the poet says that in these lines the poet recalls her mother and her mother's memory, and by looking at the old photograph, and in that photograph there are three girls. The one is poet's mother, and other are her cousin Betty and Dolly. Now, what poet says that an old photograph of the poet's mother, which was pasted on cardboard, makes the poet recall the old memories of her mother's childhood. And here the photograph, you can say that the photograph is a depiction of her mother's enjoyable moments at the sea beach with her two cousins named Betty and Dolly, and who were younger to her. And they went for walking, they went for paddling. Paddling means to swim in the water with short movements of feet and legs up and down. Or you can say that paddling is walking through shallow water in bare feet. So they went for paddling on Holiday Beach. They were walking in shallow water with bare feet near the beach. And the mother, and she the big girl. Here the big girl. Here the big girl. Here the big girl. Who is the big girl? Mother is referred to as the big girl. As why she was referred as big girl? Because she was the eldest among the three girls. That is why she is the poet's mother, and she referred as the big girl because she was the eldest among the three girls. And here the mother was standing in the middle. In the photograph there are three girls, and in the middle the mother was standing in the middle, and the two cousins are holding her hands, and then the poet's mother was some 12 years old. Means the poet's mother was 12 years old or so. Then it shows that, and this shows that this shows that the photograph was very old, because her mother's age was 12 years, and her mother was 12 years old, and 12 years old or so. And it shows that the photograph was very old, and the poet has kept it very carefully as it reminded her of sweet memories of her mother's childhood. And the photograph also indicates how enjoyable her mother's childhood was. Now children, in these lines I repeat the explanation that in these lines an old photograph of the poet's mother, which was pasted on the cardboard, makes the poet recall the old memories of her mother's childhood. And the photograph is a depiction of her mother's enjoyable moments at sea beach with her two cousins named Betty and Dolly, who are holding her hands and are younger than her and younger to her. They were walking in shallow water. They went on paddling. Paddling means they were walking in shallow water with bare feet near the beach. And the mother was standing in the middle, and the two cousins are holding her hand, who were standing on each side. And the poet's mother was 12 years old then, and it shows that photograph was very old, and but the poet has kept it very carefully as it reminded her of sweet memories of her mother's childhood. And also the photograph also indicates how enjoyable her mother's childhood was. मीन्स की जो फ़ोटोग्राफ था बच्चों, वो जो फ़ोटोग्राफ थी वो एक बहुत पुरानी फ़ोटोग्राफ थी, जिसमें पोएट वो उसको देखकर उसको अपने मदर की याद आ जाती है, और वो अपने मदर की जो मेमोरीज़ थी उसके बारे में वो रिकॉल करने लगती है, उसको याद करने लगती है. और जब ये फ़ोटोग्राफ ली गई थी तब हर मदर वॉज ओनली 12 years old or so. Now children, let's read the remaining part. All three stood at the uncle with the camera, a sweet face. My mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transcendent feet. Now in these line, what in these line, now here the still You can say that still means all three stood still. Still means without moving or shaking, yani motionless. To smile through their hair. Now, smile through, you can say like smiling faces could be seen through their hair which was flying over their faces. यानी जो इनके बाल थे वो उनके चेहरे पे उड़ते हुए नज़र आ रहे थे और उन उड़ते हुए बालों के बीच में उनके स्माइलिंग फेसेस जो है वो दिख रहे थे. And you can say the terribly is here. The terribly meaning is extremely, and transient means temporary, which is not everlasting, which is not forever. Now, in this line, what poet says that? The poet says that the photograph shows that all three girls, the photograph shows that all three girls, the poet's mother and her two cousins Betty and Dolly, stood still. They stood still and smiled out the camera when their uncle clicked their photograph at the sea beach. As the weather was windy at that time, उस समय हवा बहुत चल रही थी. near the बीच के किनारे या beside the beach जो है वो हवा बहुत चल रही थी. As the weather was windy at that time, so their hair was flying over their smiling faces. So the hair was flying over their smiling faces. So the expression on the faces of the poet's mother and her cousins was that of what? Happiness. The expression on the faces of the poet's mother and her cousin was that of happiness and enjoyment. And the mother was looking very pretty at that time, and the photograph was taken a long time ago. The poet is noticing. The poet is what? The poet is noticing that sweet face of her mother, and she was looking very pretty at that time, and the photograph was taken a long ago. Now everything has changed. Now my mother's, that was before I was born, and the sea which appears to have changed less. And now the poet says that कि everything changed. अब poet जो कह रहा है कि अब जो है सब कुछ बदल गया है. Then her mother grew up, but now she was dead. And the poet was reviving her memories. The only thing that has remained unchanged is the sea. Now what the poet says that everything has changed since then. Her mother grew up, but now she was dead, and the poet was reviving her memories. The only thing that has remained unchanged is the sea. And which was washing the feet of all the three girls. So the mention of the word transist. The mention of the word transist indicates what this word indicates? The ever-changing lives of the human being. यानी ये जो transist word है ये, it means temporary. This means not something which is not everlasting, something which is not forever. This word indicates, ये word क्या show कर रहा है? This word indicates the ever-changing lives of human being, as well as the shortness of their stay on this world. And this word indicates the momentary state of human life, the temporary state of human life. This word shows. So here the poet, the mention of this word transist, what indicates? It indicates the ever-changing lives of the human being as well as the shortness of their stay on this world. It means it shows the temporary state of the human life. And in contrast to what? In contrast to the eternity of nature. in opposite to the eternity of nature. It means that ki human life is temporary, but the nature is permanent. That is why she changed over years, her mother changed over years, but the sea remained the same. इसीलिए यहाँ पे कहा गया है कि जो प्रकृति है, जो नेचर है, वो फॉरएवर है, लेकिन ह्यूमन लाइफ मॉर्टल है. ह्यूमन लाइफ जो है वो एक दिन जो है वो पैरिश, वन डे इट विल पैरिश, बट द नेचर विल रिमेन सेम. दैट इज़ वाई हर मदर चेंज ओवर ईयर्स, बट द सी रिमेन सेम. Now here what? Then the girl's life changed during this period, but the sea has not changed. This line shows the girl's life changed, her mother's life changed over years, but the sea has not changed, it remained the same. So the stanza beautifully explains the mortal nature of human being, the temporary, the momentary state of human beings. So children, let's continue. Let's read the second paragraph. Now here, some 20-30 years later, some 20-30 years later, she had laughed at the snapshot. See Betty? Now here, see Betty and Dolly, she had said, and look how they've dressed us for the beach. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter. Both read with the labored ease of loss. Now in this paragraph, see the meaning. What is, first see the meaning. Snapshot is here photograph. Snapshot means photograph, and here the word is dressed us. Now dressed us means the put on clothes, and here the word re is a, you can say that amusing word, or disgusted. And then labored, yeah, labored means to achieve something after a lot of hard work or done with great effort. And now ease is here comfort. Now in this paragraph, the poet says that even 20-30 years passed. Even 20-30 years later, the mother would look at the photograph and laugh, remembering the happy moments of her past. Now, even 20-30 years later, her mother would laugh at the photograph and would make the daughter to look at the photograph and also remembering the happy moments of her past. Mother would look at the photograph. She had laughed at the snapshot. Any mother, who she is here? She is here mother. Mother would laugh at the photograph. And comment on the, and comment what? And she said to her cousins Betty and Dolly, and comment on the dress worn by cousins Dolly and Betty and herself. And look how they dressed us for the beach. Now what author would say to the poet? The author would first, even 20-30 years later, her mother would laugh at the photograph and make the poet to look at the photograph, and would tell her how their parents dressed them on the holiday beach. Now the sea holiday was her past. Now here the sea holiday was the mother's past, and the sea holiday was her past. Here the sea holiday was her mother past, and mine is her laughter. And her mother's laughter has become a thing of the past for the poets, as her mother was now dead. Now in this line the poet says that कि जो बीच की जो हॉलीडे बीच था वो उसकी मदर का फेवरेट मोमेंट्स था, मेमोरीज थी, यादें थी. लेकिन पोएट के लिए उसकी मदर का उस फोटोग्राफ को देख के हंसना, उसकी जो हंसी थी, उसकी लाफ था, स्माइलिंग फेस था, जो लाफिंग था, वो पोएट के लिए फेवरेट मोमेंट था. So here in this line, what the poet says that कि sea holiday was her mother past, and her mother's laughter has become a thing of the past for the poet, as her mother was now dead. But the poet still remembers how her mother would laugh at the photograph, remembering the sea holiday with a fondness as well as a sense of loss. Because that time would never come back. Because for the poet, that time would never come back, and that is why the poet is recalling her mother's memories, and by looking at old photographs. So in the same way, poet feels poet feels upset thinking about her mother's, and at the same time she is also feeling very happy by remembering her mother and her mother's memories, and her laughter, which has become a thing of the past. So the word labored, here the word labored and ease are opposite to each other. Here labored and ease are opposite to each other, but describe the same thing, loss. But describe the same meaning, loss. It means that both of them have lost something which they cherished, which they have achieved after a great effort, after a great effort, and after a lot of hard work, but they cannot live that moment again. मतलब उसकी माँ ने भी कुछ खोया और पोएट ने भी कुछ खोया, यानी पोएट और उसकी मदर दोनों ने कुछ ना कुछ खोया, जिनको उन्होंने बहुत ही जतन से, बहुत ही ज़्यादा उन्होंने बहुत जतन से उसको मोमेंट्स को समेट के रखा था, बट लेकिन सिचुएशन ऐसी है कि दे कैन नॉट लिव दैट मोमेंट अगेन. So children, now it means that both of them have lost something which they cherished a lot or achieved after a lot of hard work, yet cannot live that moment again. Now the last paragraph, let's finish the chapter, poem, last paragraph, children. Here is the last paragraph. Now she has been dead nearly a many years as that girl lived, and that this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. Its silence silences. Now what circumstance means situation, and silence here means make someone unable to speak. Now here in these lines the poet recalls that it is nearly 12 years since her mother died, यानी 12 साल हो गए उसकी मदर को डेड हुए. Means the poet recalls that it is nearly 12 years since her mother died. But the poet is consumed, and the poet is consumed with grief, but is left with no words to express her loss and pain. Now what poet is saying? The poet says that now the poet's mother had been dead for the past 12 years, which is the same number as of her age. But she cannot express the grief that she has from her mother's absence. Means the poet is consumed with grief, but is left with no words to express her loss and pain, because the poet knows that her mother would never come back. The poet is totally absorbed in memories of her dead mother. The poet is totally absorbed in the memories of her dead mother. And the painful silence. Why it is painful silence? Because the poet is recalling her dead mother, and she desperately wants her mother to come back, but that is not possible. That cannot be possible, because her mother would never come back. So the painful silence of this situation leaves the poet speechless. This painful silence of this situation, this painful silence of this situation leaves the poet speechless. यानी ये जो उसके लिए दुख भरी या बहुत मुश्किल की जो घड़ी थी, उसमें पोएट जो है बिल्कुल स्पीचलेस हो गई थी, वो कुछ भी नहीं बोल पा रही थी. द पोएट कैन फील द ग्रीफ. In this line, the poet can feel the grief, but is unable to express it. The poet can feel the grief, the poet can feel the pain, but she is unable to express it through words. She has no words to express her grief and pain. And the silence caused by how silence occurs? The silence caused by the death of her mother. This silence occurs by the death of her, due to death of her mother, and this makes the atmosphere gloomy, and this makes the atmosphere sorrowful, this makes the atmosphere distressed, this makes the atmosphere gloomy. यानी उसकी मदर का मरना या उसकी मदर की डेथ होना, ये सिचुएशन को उस और जो है वो पेनफुल बना रही थी. So the silence caused by the death of her mother, and it makes the atmosphere gloomy, where no one is able to utter words. And in that situation, in that atmosphere, no one is able to utter words. So, and the same thing is, and this type of atmosphere, this type of situation is happened with the poet also. That she becomes speechless, and her mother's death makes the whole atmosphere gloomy, and she cannot express her pain and grief, as well as not able to utter any word. Why? Because her mother will never come back. जब कोई अपना दुनिया से चला जाता है, तो उसके जाने के बाद जो दुख, जो एक पेन, एक जो ग्लूम, एक सॉरो जो होता है, वो हमें स्पीचलेस बना देता है. और सेम थिंग इज़ हैपन टू द पोएट ऑल्सो. सो चिल्ड्रन, यही चीज़ जो है वो पोएट के साथ भी हुई थी. सो सेम थिंग इज़ हैपन टू द पोएट ऑल्सो. वॉट? दैट हर मदर्स डेथ मेक्स द होल एटमॉस्फेयर ग्लूमी, एंड शी कैन नॉट एक्सप्रेस हर pain and grief, and as well as not able to utter any word, because she becomes speechless. Why? Because her mother will never come back, and she knows that fact. She knows this fact, that her mother will never come back. So this is the explanation of the paragraphs. So children, this is the explanation of the paragraphs of the poem A Photograph, written by Shirley Townsend. Now children, there are some poetic devices used in this poem. Poetic devices means ki figures of speech. There are some figures of speech used in this poem. I tell you, in this now see in this paragraph, in the second paragraph, here the line is given that labored ease. Now in this line, in this labored ease in this poem, it is an example of an oxymoron. And I told you about oxymoron in the lecture when I was explaining about the figures of speech, the definition of oxymoron, that there are two opposite ideas that are joined to create an effect. So these two words, so here the line labored ease in this line is an example of an oxymoron, because labored meaning with great difficulty and ease means comfortably. Both words have opposite meanings, but they are clubbed together. They are joined together to create an effect. So in this line, oxymoron is used. Any poetic device, oxymoron is used. Now in this last line, it's silences. Now here The example is it's silence. Silence is here the personification is used because the situation has been given the human quality of silence. Silence silences means that the silence is given the human quality of, so this situation, the silence silences, the situation has been given the human quality of silence. So in this line personification is used. So children, we will stop here, and in next lecture we will start our new topic. So children, I will send you the PDF of question and answer and central idea, and I will send all the question and answer and central idea of this poem in PDF. So read the poem carefully at home, and also see the video and then revise the poem. So children, take care of yourself and your family. Goodbye.